Okay, welcome back everybody. Let's look at question 2 of exercise 2, which is asking us to derive the IS curve for the economy with endogenous taxation. So the way to do this is just to solve y, take the equilibrium equation, so this one, and solve it for I as a function of y. Now here you have no little I, there's no nominal interest rate because the investment function in the first part, this one here, was just a constant. So we're going to replace that function with I equals I minus 20 with this here. Now in principle, we should go back to the beginning and we should start with y equals c plus I plus g. I mean the real beginning, like to really go back to the beginning, we should say dd. Okay, let's do it properly. We say dd equals c plus I plus g. And now instead of writing I bar here, we're going to write I bar minus 20i, and then we set dd equal to y, and we solve, and we go through the steps. I'm going to leverage the fact that nothing in this equation, I bar or minus 20i, has a y. So nothing will change in our derivation of this multiplier. Everything here would just be carried along inside of this term here. So what I could do is I can skip, and I could just say, well, let's imagine this isn't I bar. Let's imagine that this is I. And then I'll just directly substitute the new function. So let's say y equals 1 over 1 minus c1, 1 minus t, times c0, and here comes the new function, which is I bar minus 20i plus g bar minus c1t bar. Okay. Now in class, what I did was I gathered groups of terms that always stay together and that we don't care about right now into single letters. And that's just to save us writing. I really recommend you do this. So let's call this whole thing k. And we care about I because we want to solve for it. And if we gather it, we can't solve for it. So we'll say that a is equal to c0 plus I bar plus g bar minus c1t bar. Okay, and so then what we get is that y equals k times a minus 20i. And remember, our goal now is to solve for I, so let's just do that. Let's bring k over, so you get y over k is equal to a minus 20i. And you can get minus 20i is equal to y over k minus a. And then you can divide and get 1 over minus 20 y over k minus a. And that is the IS curve. That is the IS curve. We can plot it. You can see from this that, well, it appears that the IS curve is negative. We have a negative sign here. We need to know that this, for this to be truly negative, of course, we need to know that this y over k is bigger than a, right? If y over k is always bigger than a, then the slope of the IS curve is negative. And it is always bigger than a. You can show that. We could take this and we could actually just plug in and work through the algebra, and you would see that it's true. Now let's plot it. So here's our axes. And remember that we have y on the x-axis because it's confusing, and I on the y-axis. And the IS curve is negative. There's not much to say here, but we can do two things. We can label the slope. So we know that the slope, which we'll call m, is equal to minus 1 over 20. Minus 1 over 20 k, right? Because where did this come from? Because I'm factoring through here. We want to get this into the y equals mx plus b form to be a line. So we'll get I equals minus 1 over 20k y plus 1 over 20a. So now we have, and we just read off. Here's our m, minus 1 over 20k, and then the intercept, which is up here somewhere, will be at 1 over 20a. And there you go. That's our IS curve. So there's one more video. We will look at a Taylor rule. So if you're having so much fun, smash that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to support my sponsor, NordVPN. And I'll see you in the next video.